What is what's going on, everybody? So I'm just chilling right now. It is a cold December night, and I was just thinking to myself about just how insane this year was. And I know it may be a bit cliche to say this, but I was like, wow, like this year's been a year, all right. And when I kind of thought about that, this year with all this just terrible stuff going on, but for me personally, like just specifically with the YouTube channel, it's been, it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. Just by thinking about that, I'm just chilling. I'm not doing anything. I have the time for like one more video to upload before the end of the year. And I was like, I thought it'd be really cool to just, sit down and talk about this year in YouTube for me. Also, sorry for the audio quality. I know it's a bit crappier than the norm. I'm just using this headset, which lights up when I'm listening to music in it. When it's like not playing a note, it'll like dim. Here, let me pause my music. And then when my music plays again. Yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to just sit down and shoot the about how this year went, Just keep it very chilled, very laid back. I'm so just like, if I laid down right now, I could probably fall asleep in like like 10 minutes. I'm so chill right now that I can make Crush from Finding Nemo look like that angry bagel guy. That's just how in the zone I am right now.
That's okay.
Also, just to state this ahead of time, even though this is a video, this video will very much be like a background noise sort of video. Like this video is a video, and like you can watch it, but this is more intended as like an audio like podcast thing. Listen to it while you're about to sleep, or when you're doing chores, or if you're working on something. That's the main intention of this video, is just to like talk and chill with you guys, and just listen to me, talking about how the year went. If you don't know who I am, I don't know how you got here. If this is your first impression of watching my videos, welcome to hell. My name is Jazzbur, which sounds calling like people by their like their YouTube name or their gamer name like always feels really weird to me. So like referring to myself as Jazzbur just feels weird. It's like calling your teacher by their first name. It's just like, don't do it. It's I guess. Oh, why is there a long blonde hair there? Is that viewable on camera? I was just scratching my thigh and that ended up there. Do you want to know how that ended up there? I don't want to know how it ended up. I guess I make gaming videos. I've kind of dabbled with gaming videos. I've also talked about cartoons. I've talked about movies, and I want to, talk about more stuff like that in the future. But primarily, I would say I'm a game reviewer. If I had to shove myself in a can and leave it at that, I guess I just call myself a game reviewer. I guess for anyone watching this who does know me, who's a subscriber, who's a friend, or whatever, maybe you've just came here recently, maybe you've been here a while. Thank you. Thank you. This year it's been a total blast. It's been way more enjoyable and rewarding to do than I ever thought it would be. And I'm really excited looking into the future for this channel, because I got a lot of cool ideas that, if I do them right, I think could end up being really, really cool. This is just kind of a spur of the moment video, and I was like, hey, talking about how this year in YouTube was for me would be really cool. So I was like, let's do it. And I know people are just gonna say it, but no, this is not like a filler video, like shove in to like make time for like more stuff. Like I literally thought of this like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, that's kind of cool actually. Like let's do that. I think I kind of want to talk about some of the early videos I made, some videos that maybe even got scrapped. I thought that'd be really cool to talk about. Some of the videos that I made closer to the end of the year, and what I have planned for the future, and like kind of what I want to do with the channel. Just like a lot of like sort of like behind the scenes sort of thoughts of stuff that happened through the year for the videos that I made, and stuff that I really want to do in the future. So the first video I made on the channel was the Xbox 360 gamer picture video, and that video, that video in comparison to the rest of my channel, like really blew up. I was totally not expecting the really sort of overwhelming admiration and support that I got on that video. Like, what I was able to do with that video was just kind of like touch on a nerve. The whole idea with even doing that video was just to sort of like almost like nostalgically talk about the gamer pictures, because like what's weird about like the Xbox 360 is that it's starting to become like a nostalgic console for me, and I think for a lot of other young adults, maybe even if we're really boiling it down to like teenagers, like kids that are just finishing high school, or around that age group, I guess. It's really weird that console's becoming nostalgic for me, because when I think of nostalgia, a lot of it is like stuff I played as a kid, like Super Nintendo and N64, PS1, and to a certain extent GameCube, where I was like a little kid, And it's weird that I'm becoming nostalgic for something that I have such cognizant memories of, like, still, because like I feel like a lot of the nostalgic memories that I have when I was younger are just gone. Like, it's hard to remember stuff that happened when you're like 6 or 7, But like I remember basically my whole entire high school, grade 9 to grade 12, was just, as far as gaming goes, like just a little bit of the Nintendo Wii, but like 99% the 360. But it's weird to be nostalgic about something that doesn't feel that long ago, but kind of is long ago. Whereas like your youth, I feel like whatever age you are, your youth feels like forever ago. But high school for me doesn't feel forever ago, even though like that's when the 360 came out. And it's like 360 is pretty damn old now. I don't know when it came out, release date exactly, but yeah, it's old. I don't know. It's just like a weird disconnect of things being nostalgic, but not, one feeling way older and one feeling not at all old. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I'm not. But the nerve I touched was the nerve of people who are becoming nostalgic for the Xbox 360, such as myself. And one thing that I didn't see covered in a video properly, the way that I would have liked it to, were the gamer pictures, because the gamer pictures were such like a, it sounds stupid to say, but they were such a critical part of the 360, because no matter what game you played, no matter who you played with, no matter where you were, who you were, your age, your demographic, race, you always saw the gamer pictures. You saw different ones, you saw dumb ones, you saw cool ones, you saw goofy ones, and they were inescapable. Just through being around it so much, you kind of got, a connection and a bond with these things. Even if you didn't necessarily care for it that much, you still were around it so much that it forms this relationship with you that's, really hard to forget. And I played that console so much. I wish I could see how much time I spent on each game on that console, like you could for the games that you play on Steam, because the numbers would probably be like, I could show them to you in here, and you'd be like, wow, like you're not joking. I just spent so much time on that damn thing. It's sad. I saw gamer pictures so much, and I thought that my perception of different groups and specific gamer pictures specifically, I know I just said specific, but my perception of like these little clusters of gamer pictures and specific certain gamer pictures were linked to these personality types and these people that you'd see playing online all the time, because it was just like a stereotype almost. And I felt like if I could throw that in a video and just kind of air out what everyone knew already, but make it a fun thing to watch, that's what I wanted to do with that video. Was like, everyone knows the guy who uses the smiley face is a prick. Everyone knows that the guy who uses the soccer ball does not even give a shit about making gamer pictures. Everyone knows that the dog gamer picture is just the dude who's just a cool guy. And I thought, putting that in a video and me being myself, that I can make something really unique, entertaining, interesting, that no one else had done before, with the gamer pictures. And I thought that'd be really cool to do. I think one thing that I did really cool with that video was, even though the goal of that video was to just, be nostalgic about the gamer pictures, was I think people that are even watching that video are starting to become nostalgic for that console again. And if anything, I think I'm making them more nostalgic for it now. So that's really cool. And I'm really proud of that video. I think, like, editing wise and film wise of like the IRL portions, I think it's probably the worst video on the channel. The lighting is bad. The lighting's awful. I sound really monotone and dull and nervous, and like I just woke up. But at the time, I was really proud with that video, and I'm still proud of it now to a certain extent. But there's just a lot of the minor stuff that could have, been fixed. That could have made that video a lot better if I was just as comfortable in that video as I was now. Just filming. I think that video could have been a lot better. But as it sits, it's still like a decently enjoyable video to watch, and I'm really proud of it. When I realized that there was a lot of like support coming in from that video, immediately it got me super motivated to just write and play games and just make videos. I just wrote down a list once I knew I wanted to make more stuff of just games I wanted to talk about, like anything that I thought deserved a video, deserved to be talked about, that didn't have anything that I thought was, serviceable for that. I was like, I want to make a video out. Or if I felt like my thoughts and opinions on it could make a unique thing that only I could do, I thought would make a good video. So I just wrote a whole bunch of stuff down. I wrote like 3 pages of stuff down in a Google Doc, and just the first thing I just picked out was Default Dan. That's another video I look back on. I'm like, it's just not like it's watchable, but I look at that video now and I'm just like, this video sucks. When I put that video out at the time, every video I've put out, when I put it out, I was totally happy with it. Like in that moment of like filming it and editing it and uploading it and all that stuff. But like it was another video like the game picture video where I'm really awkward on camera and I'm not comfortable yet. Like you can see it, or I can see it anyway, and it's the thing that bugs me the most. But I thought that it being on Game Grumps was really cool. I thought the premise was really cool. I thought the art was like kind of like it was cool because it was crappy. It was kind of like 90s crappy PC graphics, but like it looked cool because it looked like that. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer. There's not much to it, but I thought that it was unique enough to be like, hey, you might not know this game, but like here's me talking about like what's kind of cool about it, what's kind of bad about it, and you might want to check it out and play it. One thing that I wanted to mention in that video, which I didn't because I didn't want to seem like malicious or spiteful, was going into that video, I wanted to make sure that any like questions I had about like development or like who made it or like things that I thought were weird could be answered for, that I could find the information for, because I didn't want to share any information about that game and have it be like speculation. I wanted it to be like concrete, solid information. I actually found the Default Dan Facebook page and I shot them a message because I didn't know the 2 dudes who made that game. They just, as far as I knew, for that anything they did gaming related, it was just Default Dan. They were gone, and I was like, this just seemed really weird. But I was like, you know what? I'll just be like, hey, I'm a new YouTuber. I have one video up. I really want to talk about your game. I think it's interesting. I have a few questions. Would you be down to like just answer a few basic questions I have? Get back to me if you can. And then like I totally forgot that I even did that, and then I filmed the video. I wrote the script, I filmed the video, I edited it, and then like about like halfway through like editing the video and like almost being done, I was like, I never went to see if they emailed me back. I was like, holy shit. It was like I remember my girlfriend's birthday, the day of her birthday. You're just like, oh my lord. And I went on Messenger and I checked, and they ghosted me. They totally just read my message and didn't even reply to it. And I felt so, in the moment, I felt so slighted. I felt like they were just like, I don't know, it just felt really like, not scummy, but it felt like just rude. Like I would literally would have rather them just typed no lowercase and sent that, and I would have been like, cool. But the fact that they read it and like didn't reply felt like I'm the intention to be mean is not there. I know, and what probably happened is they're just like, why are you messaging us? Like, we don't care. And then they just didn't do anything, or at least that's what I like to think happened in that situation anyway. And I was gonna include that as like a comedy bit for like the video, but I was like, I didn't want to seem like I was being rude or that I was mad or anything, because I thought it was like funny more than anything. I thought it was rude, but I thought it was like I thought it was funny that like all I genuinely wanted to know was like information on like the development process and stuff like that, and they just they just didn't give a shit at all. I thought that was really jokes. You know, I've emailed probably like I don't know the exact number off my head. I want to say like 5 to 10 dev teams of like games that I've reviewed, just to ask questions and stuff like that. Because like I said, I want to get like the full picture and be able to, if there's something really specific I want to talk about, that I have the right information about. And literally everyone else has got back to me, like literally everyone except for the default, the two team default Dan guys. That's probably my most vivid memory of that video, is being ghosted by them. At the end of the day, a watchable video. I look at that video now and I kind of cringe a little bit, but I look at it more as like a learning experience and like just another step in the journey of how you can hopefully see my videos get better down the line. Next game I reviewed after that was Gizmo, a free-to-play 3D platformer that I found just casually browsing Steam one day. We're gamers as we do. We're looking around for stuff, and looking through the Steam new releases section is almost like the modern day equivalent of going to a game store, like we used to back in the day. And just looking at box covers and just trying to find something that we think would be fun just by looking at the front of it. I found Gizmo and I played it. I finished it in 5 minutes, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like there was so much stuff that just threw me off. I had never heard of it. It was a free-to-play 3D platformer. The controls were amazing. They were smooth. They were responsive. They were tight. The character and setting was like confusing but looked nice. And you can 100% the game in like 5 to 10 minutes. And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" It was just such a weird combination of so many things that like the moment I finished playing that game, I was like, I want to make a video about it. Even though I had more stuff written down that I wanted to touch on in the future, like different games and stuff like that. And something really cool that happened out of that video, the dev team found my video or someone emailed it to them or something, but they actually watched it and they commented on the video and they were like, yeah, it's kind of like a sad state of affairs. Like, we're just really busy and we'd love to, mess around with him again someday. And I was like, at least there's a hope. I still to this day strongly recommend people just try that game out because it's ridiculously fun. Beat that game 3 times, the time it takes you to just go to the restroom. So, go give Gizmo a shot. It's really fun. It's a good game. Let's talk about some canceled videos that, stuff I was working on this year that just eventually got scrapped. I did 2 Smash Ultimate DLC videos, and I had a third one in the works. I was in the process of recording footage for the different games of characters that I wanted to include in that video. But in doing that, like there was a moment during filming, recording the gameplay, where I was like, I don't want to give people a false sense that I'm like a Smash YouTuber. Like if there's people that enjoy the Smash Bros videos, it's just the goal is to people watch my video and they enjoy it. Um, but I don't want people to see those videos, subscribe, and then be like, "Where's the Smash Bros content? Where's the Smash Bros content?" Just really because I don't want to mislead them into anything. That was a scrapped video. Another video that I had worked on like pretty decently actually was I actually was working a ton on a Pokemon Snap review. I recorded all the gameplay, and right when I started, I want to say I was like two or three, like 1 or 2 or 3 pages deep into the script, and then new Pokemon Snap got announced, and I was like, and I don't know why, but that being announced just really kind of sapped the life out of making that video fun for me. And it's not even like I was discouraged or something like that, but it's like I didn't care to talk about Pokemon Snap anymore when I heard that was coming out. And I still definitely want to make a Pokemon Snap video someday, but like, and then they announced it, and I was like, oh, like I guess this doesn't really need to be made anymore. When do you see sequels for games that are like 10, 20 years in between? Like, that's crazy. And the fact that there is a demand for it all that time later, I think just goes to show like how much that game is loved. And that's what I was going to talk about in the video, but then it just became reality, so there was no need. Another video that I was working on was actually a review for Super Mario Odyssey. Thoughts on that game, like just in general, is that it's just very okay. It's just everything was so good, but that was about it. Like the platforming was good, the locations were cool, getting to jump on taxis was fun. I can jump as a frog, that's cool. Nothing seemed amazing to me. Like nothing was awful, but nothing was extraordinary in quality, and it really threw me off because like I associate Nintendo with like only making like stuff that's considered like 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. And when I played through Odyssey, I wasn't underwhelmed. When I played Mario 64 when I was young, it was amazing. When I played Sunshine when I was younger-ish, it was amazing too. When I played 3D World as like a high school student slash like college student, game was amazing. I really love that game a lot. 3D Land and 3D World are some of the best Mario games I think out there. And when I played Odyssey, I was like, yeah, this is just kind of it's decent, but like there's nothing amazing here. And that was really surprising for me that I felt that way. What I wanted to do was I really wanted to analyze that game and be like, why do I feel that this game is just like a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10? Not even that it's bad, but why is my perception of this game is that it's just good? What does Odyssey do or not do that feels so distant from my expectations to make it feel like just an average experience? Like and even dissecting like what were my expectations, because I didn't really have any going in, but clearly those expectations were not met. What was I subconsciously expecting, and what did I get or not get from that? And that's what I wanted to do with Mario Odyssey, was not only kind of review it, but like really dive deep into the crevices of my mind and figure out like why do I think that it's just an okay game. Some of the videos I released sort of down the line, closer to the end of the year, but more in the middle, that I'm really proud of are the Nintendo 2DS Memories video. I was really happy with that video. Like just that was kind of like a slight deviation of what I did for the gamer pictures. The video is called Nintendo 2DS Memories, and it's just me talking about my memories with the Nintendo 2DS. Just things that I felt about it, things that made me feel some type of way. You know, that video felt a little more experimental to me because I wasn't really reviewing anything, but I was just talking about like why. I was just talking about the games I played on it and my slight emotional attachment to each of them, and just sort of just making like another sort of nostalgia video, which I thought was really fun. And I kind of want to do that, like that type of video, maybe like a Wii U memories video, or like a Nintendo Wii memories, or Xbox 360 memories, or maybe even like Mario memories or something. I want to do that with a lot more stuff. And that was kind of the spark that lit the fuse that made me be like, oh, okay, I can do this style of video and have it be good. So that was kind of like an alternate artistic expression for me, was that video. And I was really happy with the outcome. I'm really proud of that video. Another video that I made that I was really proud of was the Figment video. I still think the Figment video is like one of my better videos on the whole channel. That one felt like more of me telling the story of the game along with the game. There's so many segments in that video where I'm like describing the impact of the story that's being told in that moment. That game is so emotionally charged and just invests you so much with their characters and people, and I've really tried to bring that out through dialogue and how things impacted me. That was another sort of experimental video for me. I don't think the video really came off the way I wanted it to. I wanted it to be really heartfelt, not like tear jerking, but I wanted people to see how well that game executed its emotional investment within the player. And instead of telling why it was able to do that right, I just showed it. So I think if I could go back in time and work on that video again, I would have done a better job explaining things rather than just showcasing them. But I'm still very much proud of that video, even if it didn't the end result was not what I envisioned in my head, or what it came out to be as. Another really experimental video for me was the Mario Zelda and gaming expectations video. That video is sort of like an opinion piece, but like a well-educated opinion piece. That just sounds weird. That's another sort of type of video I want to do more in the future. Like that whole thing about like gaming expectations and how it's so heavily influences everybody was just something I really wanted to talk about. But like even me talking about it is like making, it's all me talking about get expectations gaming is altering the perception of someone who might not have any expectations. And it just totally fascinated me that like it's so inescapable to see thoughts of a game, opinions on a game, scores of a game before the game's even out. Like I remember like when I would buy games on like the 360 or like GameCube and like N64 way back in the day, you just went and bought it cuz like it looked cool. And now when you play a game, it's because everyone loves it, or tons of people are playing it. And that's its press. It's not cuz it looks cool. It's because, yo, have you heard how sick this game is? Like, just as a quick example, when everyone's like, oh man, Fall Guys, it's crazy, it's fun, it's a 3D platform battle royale, it's crazy, you party with people, like, it's one of a kind, it's totally fun, it's crazy. It's like, okay, that's the game's advertisement, is that people are going apeshit for it. It's not because you yourself looked at it and thought it looked interesting, it's that everyone else thought it was interesting. I really want to get that across in the video, and I really want to do more opinion piece videos in the future. But I'm always looking for the right topic to make that type of video about, and I definitely will do more in the future. But it's just the topic has to be right, and I have to sort of state my thoughts on it in a way that's informative or entertaining, but ideally a bit of both. Some vids I uploaded near the end of the year were Ray, or What We Know of Flash is Dead. Like I know the Newgrounds player is going to be a thing, but like just it's gone. Or just Flash games. I thought it would have been really special just cover way more Flash games, before Flash got taken around back behind the shed like old Yeller. But I kind of lost focus with just other videos I wanted to work on. Of course, we can't talk about the end of the year videos without talking about the Halloween Spook Fest that was Monster by Mistake and Goosebumps. That Monster by Mistake video really took a lot out of me. I spent so much time on that video. I began writing for the Monster by Mistake video. Like I had notes. I didn't have a script written down, but I started making notes for that Monster by Mistake video all the way back in March. That's how far ahead I was working on that video, because I knew that because I really wanted to tackle this YouTube thing and stick it through. That for October, the Halloween fall season, I wanted to do like Halloween, kind of spooky type videos. I thought Monster by Mistake would be an excellent shoe that fit an excellent perfect for the bill. I don't want to say it was exhausting because that sounds like a bit overreacting, but like still to this day, that's the most time I've poured into a video. Like I literally watched every episode of every season and reviewed it in a video. I can't believe I did that. Like I can't believe. Fun footnote for the Monster by Mistake video. The IRL scenes where I'm just sitting there talking. Filmed that without pants on. Right before I filmed that, I had a bowl of like spaghetti, or I had some sort of like pasta dish, and like the second bite I took, I just dumped it all over my pants, and I was like, damn it, gotta go find some new pants. And then I looked and I was like, oh, my laundry hamper is overflowing and I can't close the lid. And that was the last pair of pants that I had, was that right there. So I filmed that entire bit, all the IRL bits, without any pants on. And the transition from me, the end part where I'm like talking over my shoulder, I'm like, hey, shut up, whatever, when the sneezing part happens, and then me getting up and walking to the other room. Those were filmed on 2 different days, but I think I really masked that well. I don't think. don't think anyone noticed that there was anything different at all. The Goosebumps video too. I love Goosebumps. I'm a really passionate fan of the old Goosebumps videos and books. There's more stuff I actually want to talk about with Goosebumps, which is kind of weird because that the Goosebumps video is just about Goosebumps as a whole. I have some more ideas that could be really fun when it comes to Goosebumps. I guess the final video we're talking about Animal Crossing Game of the Year. Is anyone like shocked? Is anyone shocked about that? That Animal Crossing is the best game that came out this year? I mean, even if you haven't played Animal Crossing, I think I would be surprised if you were surprised that that game, wasn't Game of the Year for people. I want to talk about Animal Crossing more in the future. Um, I really want to talk about all the villagers on my island because I have some very interesting people that are on that island that I just thought would be really cool to talk about in a video. So I think I might do that. I think I actually say that in the video that I'll talk about them in the future at some point for a video, which I think I'm gonna do. I don't have anything in the works right now. I don't know what I do, but I want to talk about my villagers somehow, and I think I want to try and find some way to do that. As a whole, 2020 was just like this year sucked horribly, but just everything I did on YouTube was just so fun and experimental, and I've met so many really cool, awesome people. People that are like, oh, it sounds so like stupid and weird, but like people that are like fans of mine. I've just met so many like cool people, so many like fun, passionate, cool people that like the stuff I made or that I've been able to find like in this like small little reviewing scene. And that's what I love the most about this really niche game reviewer scene, is that the games we're talking about, or at least I've seen like most of the cases like this, is that these games aren't like mainstream games. We're talking about older games. We're talking about old PC games. We're talking about PlayStation games. We're talking about indie games, Flash games, GameCube games, things that were like popular at one point, but aren't at their peak popularity anymore. Um, and when I watch these videos of these people reviewing these games, you can really feel the passion emanating through the screen. That's why I like watching these guys so much, because I think that's like a small part of YouTube that's like missing now from how it was, when I was just a dumb little kid who was, making stupid videos on it in 2007. The soul of YouTube like has vanished a little bit, but like this corner I'm in right now is like a still beating heart that hasn't left. It's just kind of shrunk, like the opposite of the Grinch. Like the Grinch's heart got way bigger when he got happy, but like YouTube's heart kind of got smaller over time. Um, but like the lifeblood is still here in this part, because these are the people that would be making videos if they were getting tons of views or if they were no views there, because just you feel the passion and the admiration for what they're talking about in every word they say, in every scene they do, in every video they produce, and it's really motivating. It's empowering to watch because I can feel the time and effort that these people are putting in, and it's nothing to sneeze at. Um, these videos take weeks and months to even like just get the idea into a state that's something to work off of. What I really want to try to do with videos for 2021 is I was watching a Tom DeLonge documentary the other night, and I forget what his quote was exactly. Um, Maybe you can put it in here.
But what I was doing as well is I was just looking at really big bands. I was over the small, cool bands. I was like, how does U2 do it? How do the Police do it? How does the Cure do it? How does the Who do it? What are they all doing right that all the other bands missed? There's an element of showmanship. There's an anthemic quality. There was a soul. I was bouncing off the walls trying to find my own way, but we eventually got to the end of the hallway, where we figured out who we were.
When I heard that, I was like, it really opened my eyes a lot. I was like, whoa, why can't I take those same principles and apply them to the way that I make my videos, to try to, if only to try to make them as good as me making those videos could be before I put them out. But I think, implementing those qualities from the best that I can personally would only help to make those videos better. And that's something I really want to focus on more next year in 2021, is really making these videos. It sounds corny to say, almost, but make them like on a scale that's grand or epic. I think every content creator has done this to a certain extent. Um, one of the internal battles we have as content creators, is finding our voice. I think, are we performing up to our standards? Are we performing up to the standards of what other people perceive us as? Is this really the best video that I could have made before I put it out? Did I cheap out on anything with editing? Did I cheap out? Should I have said this line? Should I have added this bit in that I cut out? But there's people that I watch, and I can tell that they're having these sort of struggles too. As weird and like demented as it sounds, is like, I like watching people where you can see the struggle in the growth, of not them being more popular, but out of them making their videos more of what their vision is. Because making videos on YouTube, as like corny as it sounds, to me is like an art form. I think you expressing your opinions, or trying to enlighten people or inform people as best you can, your ability, is an art form. And I'm not trying to say my videos are works of art, but there's so much growth potential in this scene, to just make yourself a better person and to produce better things that make people happy. And the better I can make my skills as like a video creator, as a video editor, or even as a person, I think is really something worth going after. Because there's nothing wrong with just trying to be better at something you're passionate about. But yeah, I just just sitting down, just thought it'd be cool to share my thoughts on how the year went, for YouTube. Some of the early videos I made, medium of the road videos I made near the end of the year, canceled vids, and future stuff, and just sharing my thoughts on this really just fun, wild ride I've had this year. That is me making, gaming videos on YouTube. Yeah, thank you so much for listening and watching this. I'm baffled. If you're hearing this, I'm baffled you're here. I'm probably not gonna watch this video all the way through when I'm done it. Oh man. So if you're listening to this, happy New Year. Stay safe. Much love. Follow your dreams. Work on stuff you're passionate about, and take it easy. See ya.